northeast part of the country? How many of you from the south? How many of you from the Midwest, the West? How many of you are in elementary schools? How many of you work at middle schools, high schools? How many of you have lived in 2 states or more, 3 states or more? How many of you have an administrative position at a school level, at the district level? How many of you have been in education 5 years or more, 10 years or more, 15 years or more, 20 years or more? How many of you would like me to stop at this point? I'm Lou Smith, the director of the National Principals Leadership Institute, and it's my pleasure to welcome you this morning. The fundamental core of the Institute is a team structure. Each and every one of you will be on a team.
One of the fun things about this institute is working with people from all over the country, and we all bring our own separate perspectives about what schools look like and what our local parameters are. And it's been a tremendous learning experience to find out how other people do things in other parts of the country.
I think the institute modeled what it was teaching, because by bringing us together in teams and working through the different personalities and the dynamics of that team, help us to understand the complexity of change and how we can resolve those complexities and make change possible.
Your team has a coach who will help facilitate the progress of the team during the week.
Well, the role of the coach is really to nurture the participants and really listen to them and guide them to creating an outstanding project. We do a lot of team building activities to really engage them and work effectively. So we did a lot of fun activities to promote a lot of conversation, a lot of laughs, and to identify their strengths and weaknesses so that they could work effectively.
And ultimately, your team is going to present a solution to the problem of this institute, the issue we're looking at.
No, Grace is doing a description of greatness. We need someone just to describe what the school looks like.
Certainly the teamwork has been very valuable to bring people from all over the country together, from urban school districts, from suburban ones, from rural ones, to get a lot of different viewpoints, people from the central office, people who are in principal jobs, who are aspiring to be principals, teachers. So a lot of viewpoints from a lot of places, and in 5 days to get a tremendous amount of work done and really to reach consensus by the end has been very productive.
You're going to make that presentation on Saturday, the last day. We will have 2 teams in a room with a panel of 3 or 4 discussants. One team will present, the other team will present. There'll be a conversation between and among the 2 teams and discussants. How do you get there? Well, you're on the first leg of a journey that will start in a minute or 2. And that journey is designed to give you information and inspiration. So teams are created, keynoters, panelists, moderators, and other presenters inform and inspire.
The highlight of the Institute for me was listening to the motivational speakers. I came here, with thoughts in mind of things that I wanted to do, but when I left and started listening to the motivational speakers, it let me know that it could be done.
Every single person on the program has been placed on that program because they have something important to share with you. You will meet presenters that you will never, ever forget.
And from each of the speakers, I've been able to attach that to not only the great school that we're building here as a community, but to my own school at Jonas Bronk Academy.
Creativity is really nothing more than seeing logically what the rest of the world sees, physically with their eyes, but yet thinking what no one has ever thought before. But to also see those opportunities, and maybe to have the courage to twist that vision and to think no one has ever thought before. And that, for us, is the art of vision in education.
I believe that we're the only institute in the country that has this kind of an experience. On Tuesday of the week, you will have signed up for a site to visit for that day.
The biggest thing for me was to be able to go to the expeditionary learning, to be able to see in the business world that leadership actually is something that goes across all strata. It's not just in education, it's in the business world.
We had a visitation to West Point Military Academy, which was spectacular. Obviously, when you think leadership, you think of the cadets and the history behind West Point. The staff there was very informative and showed us that leadership is an ongoing process.
The expeditionary learning experiences refocused the group because we all went in separate ways. But when we came back the following day, we were singing a new song because what we realized that we were discussing a lot of philosophical ideas that's common in the workplaces outside of the school.
The Lincoln Center Imagination Challenge is 2 blocks away. The Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts is a world-renowned performing arts center.
So I think the point the office is trying to say somehow that 3 things can come out of one foundation. They all go in different directions, you know, but they're all going the same place and they're still connected to each other in different ways to get to the same point.
We again, through art, we learned how to work as a team. You were forced to work in small teams to reach a common goal, and I think that was the real value of the challenge, of the Lincoln Center Challenge.
At this point, I want to acknowledge and honor the Don Pedro Albazu Compost PS 161 from New York City, New York.
We have here principals of 6 schools that won the National School Change Award.
I have the pleasure to ask Joseph Marsala, the principal of Cornelia F. Bradford Elementary School.
I would like to introduce Deb Gustafson, principal of Keith L. Ware Elementary School of Fort Riley, Kansas, as the 3rd National School Change Award winner.
So this National School Change Award is really a national award, endorsed by and celebrated by the U.S. Department of Education.
You are not just doing this for the children that you serve, but you're doing this as an exemplar for schools across America. That said, that we could create schools that would recognize that the children have never been the problem.
Another unique feature which doesn't happen anywhere else is something we call leadership consultations.
These sessions provide each participant with an opportunity to fill out a leadership survey and then discuss the results of the survey with one of the members of our national faculty, educators from all around the country, superintendents, university professors, but all have considerable experience in leading and conducting and doing research and thinking about schools.
And going ahead and completing the self-inventory is kind of interesting because how you see yourself, but then actually having a conversation with someone who's been there and done these type of things for several years and really getting an idea to see where you are when you sit and evaluate yourself. So I thought the value of that was very, very good, and getting the input of the person that was there I thought was tremendous.
Of course, we're in New York City.